Did I wire something incorrectly?
Welcome to 3D Accuracy, where I'll talk about 3D printing, 3D product design, and 3D injection and die-cast mold design.
Well, maybe not. But we've got a game plan. We're going to find out. Let me show you. I talked to the folks at American Rotary and sent them a bunch of information, showed them how I wired everything, sent them pictures with an explanation of which wires go where they come from, where they're going, blah, 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 blah. The only thing I have to do is when I put the wires together in the little electrical box on the idler motor, I didn't take any pictures of it. I was so excited to do it, I just kind of kept going, and then I forgot to take pictures of that, and I already had it closed up and put back in place. I'm 99.9% sure the connections in here are correct, but we're going to open it up and take a look and verify it one more time. So I've got to move this air hose out of the way, and I got to move this transformer over out of the way, and maybe I'll even push the printer over a foot or so I've got a little bit more space to work with. And I got to rotate that motor out so I can get at the back end there, get at the electrical junction box. Now, the other thing, I'm not sure if the wiring is correct, if I've done everything correct, then what that means is there is either something wrong with the motor or there's something miswired in the three-phase panel. Not the wiring that I've done, but the wiring that was, supplied by the manufacturer. So, I was talking to my brother yesterday, who happens to do a lot of work in HVAC, and one of the things that he has seen and he's dealt with is large air conditioner units, industrial air conditioner units that are connected to three-phase. And I explained to him what happened, that the motor is noisier than I thought it should be. Of course, I don't know. I haven't, seen another idler motor running where I have something to compare it to. So I don't know if it's noisier than normal or if this is the way they all are. So I was just expecting something quieter than this. And obviously not get really, really hot like this one does. And the voltages, when I check the voltage readings with the unit going, when I check across the connections from here to here, it's coming from the main single phase from the sub panel. It should be 240 volts. It's now at the sub panel, when I check it, it was 243.3. When I checked it here, it was higher. When I checked it from here over to the other connection here from the idler motor, it was much higher. And when I checked it from here to here, it was even higher than that. And they should all be within a couple volts of the 243 that's original. And it was almost 20 volts higher, which tells us something is not right. Now, my brother mentioned that when the motor makes noise like that and gets hot, he said it could be that it's out of phase, that the motor is actually wired backwards. And so instead of rotating one direction, it's rotating the other direction. And it still creates a three-phase, but because it's out of phase, it gets hotter than Hades, and that's what this feels like to me when I touch it. Boy, I can't put my hand on there for more than a few seconds, and it's like, oh man, that is hot. I'm going to wait to see what American Rotary has to say about it. But one thing my brother suggested doing is if it's out of phase and it's wired backwards somewhere, to reverse these two terminals from that go down, that I connected, that go through the wire that goes to the idler motor, and then that will cause it to spin the other direction. And I haven't mentioned that to American Rotary yet. I'm going to see what their feedback is. But if we get to that point, I'm going to ask them, is it safe to reverse those wires? And let's see what happens. Let's see if the motor is quieter, if it's more quiet, and if it doesn't get hot, and if the voltages check, then we know when they put this motor together, they may have inadvertently wired it backwards from the factory. And that motor comes from Baldor. You can see here's the box over here. They make a lot of motors. So, you know, I know that name from many years ago when I worked in the shop. So building injection molds. So I know that name. So anyway, that's one other thing that we can try. And I want to get their blessings on it before I do it. Let's see what happens. So first I got to move this out of the way and get at that motor and open it up and see that the connections are correct and take a few pictures and send it to them so that I can show them what's in there. Okay. Oh, that motor's heavy. Do you hear the hesitation in my voice? Do I really want to mess with this? Yeah, I have to, don't I? Okay, let's get at it. Okay, I have the idler motor electrical box opened up. So is it right? Or is it not? Well, let me show you. I have the idler motor moved over and the electrical box opened up, and I checked all the connections and everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. The black wire is connected to the right set, the red wire is connected to the right set, and the white wire is connected to the right set. You see the red one there, or the red one here, the white one there, and the black one is this one right here. There's the black wire. Black wire always hides. It's difficult to see. And this other cluster of 3 wires just gets all connected together. And the ground is on the ground in the back there. You can see it right there. So it's wired correctly. So now I took some pictures. I'll send that over to American Rotary so they can see that it's connected correctly. And then we'll see what happens. We'll go from there.
I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you're ever in need of 3D product design, 3D injection mold design, 3D die-cast mold design, or 3D printed prototypes or production parts, please feel free to contact me. You can find contact information in the video description. I look forward to hearing from you and to being of service to you. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. See you on 3D Accuracy's next video.